The managed narrative of capitalism. Narration. Welcome to the managed narrative of capitalism, freedom, representation, and the commodification of the commons, written and presented by Phil, independent scholar and lifelong student of philosophy, social theory, and the Dharma. Narration. Why does a system celebrated as freedom so often manifest as dependency? Why do the slogans of choice and liberty conceal the slow tightening of economic control? This talk explores that contradiction, the tension between capitalism's story and its substance. Narration. Public relations presents capitalism as an engine of personal liberty. We're told that every purchase is a vote, that every product reflects the will of the people. But most people don't print the ballots. The choices on offer come pre-selected, manufactured by those who control production and distribution. Freedom, in this story, is reduced to the permission to consume. Narration. The natural world exchanges energy directly. Sunlight becomes food. Food becomes life. No symbolic tokens are required. Human economies, however, added abstraction. We trade not life, but representations of life, money, credit, and ownership. And in doing so, we created an artificial layer that mediates everything we touch. The earth does not charge rent, but capitalism does, on its behalf. Narration. Adam Smith imagined capitalism as a moral enterprise, local, community-based, and self-regulating through empathy. He saw trade as mutual benefit, not as conquest. Today, Smith's invisible hand has become an invisible algorithm, moving capital at the speed of code. The marketplace he envisioned has mutated into a digital abstraction of ownership without responsibility. Smith's moral economy has been replaced by what David Harvey calls accumulation by dispossession. Narration. In early economies, labor was coerced through force. Today, dependency is maintained through contracts. We sell our hours to survive, and the fruits of our effort are owned by others. The overseer has evolved into the employer. The chain has become the paycheck. Freedom has been redefined as the right to compete for permission to exist. Narration. Once, water, land, and knowledge were shared resources, the commons. Over time, they were fenced, patented, or priced. Imagine a river that everyone once used freely. One day, someone builds a gate and begins charging admission. The act of payment is mistaken for progress. Multiply that story by every resource on Earth, and you have the architecture of modern capitalism. Narration. Every enclosure extracts a cost. The soil erodes. The oceans choke on plastic. Communities dissolve under economic pressure. When everything becomes a product, even the planet becomes expendable. Growth without restraint is not civilization. It is consumption without consciousness. We call it progress, but it behaves like entropy. Narration. True liberty isn't the multiplication of choices within a system of dependency. It's the restoration of reciprocity between human society and the living world that sustains it. An economy worthy of survival must function more like an ecosystem, self-balancing, restorative, and inclusive of all participants, human and non-human alike. Narration. Number 1. Capitalism's self-image is a managed narrative. Number 2. Symbolic exchange has replaced direct reciprocity. Number 3. Labor relations remain hierarchical, not emancipatory. Number 4. The commons have been enclosed under new names. And number 5. Authentic freedom means restoring balance, not enforcing growth. Narration. The Earth does not need an economy. It already has one, the web of life itself. We built an economy to sell balance back to ourselves. Perhaps the next step in civilization is to remember what was never for sale. Narration. References include the works of David Graeber, Adam Smith, Thomas Piketty, Bruno Latour, and David Harvey. Thank you for listening and for thinking freely in a world that profits from your obedience.